Good evening and welcome to Monday night here on DJNTV. This night is going to be a fabulous night because I am joined this evening by the one and only KC from Chicago. KC, good evening, my friend.
Good evening, Mr. Young. Thank you for having me, brother.
And if you've never met KC, well, first off, you've missed out. Secondly, is you probably aren't aware that he is the producer of the Marquee Show, and that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. The link for the Marquee Show is in the description of this video. You can click on that, follow along if you want to as we're going through the different things with tonight's show, because we're going to learn what's coming to the 2023 Marquee Show in Chicago.
Well, here's the good part. If you haven't gotten an email from me yet, you'll get one eventually, because somehow I think I've got everybody's email in the world, and we are letting everybody know what we are doing. But there are still some people who don't know, which is why I asked John, begged John if I could come on board tonight. And what John doesn't know is I'm even going to go to the YouTube channel. And I am giving away one education pass. I shot a note out in the Marquee Show group page, hoping that some people would jump on board. So let's see if we get some questions. All you have to do is ask a question, and we're going to go ahead and respond to it. I'll let John actually pick the winner because John's much more honest and wholesome than I am. So that's that.
Andrew
Do we
Taylor.
have hundreds of people on there so far?
We're getting. People are bouncing around and getting around there. I can see that the numbers on the restream are ticking up. I just put the link. If you're watching this on Facebook, the link to the YouTube video is in the chat. It should be showing up in the chat. It looks like it went everywhere. It went to the Twitch and YouTube channels and Facebook. So go there and you can be part of that's where we're going to be doing the drawing with commenting in the chat.
Go to YouTube.
And if you
that way there's tons of views. John will make tons of money on monetizing YouTube.
Yeah, that's a whole.
He'll be able to stay down the street at the Motel 6 the week of our show. It'll be fantastic.
If I'm willing to, vacuum the floors and wash the towels. Yeah.
It's true. There's a Greyhound bus from Minnesota to Chicago.
Exactly.
Just saying, John.
It only takes about 16, 17 hours, if I'm not mistaken, to get from one spot to the next.
Well worth it.
Oh, yes. There's nothing like the smells on a Greyhound bus to make you really enjoy your morning taco.
I don't think I've been on a Greyhound bus since college. I actually had to go home once or twice. So
yeah, it's about.
So yeah.
How are we doing tonight? We are doing well. Thank you for asking out there on Facebook tonight. Again, the link for the YouTube the YouTube chat that we're watching is going to be on. It's in the chat there. You can jump on that and join us.
Yeah, very good.
YouTube.com/discjockeynews. If you want to just type it into the URL and do it the old-fashioned way. So, So KC, first off, we're coming up here now. We are how many days? I'm looking for a counter. Don't you have a counter here to tell us how many?
I do
days?
have it. It's on our homepage. Let me take a quick look. It is. Come on, load. 77 days, 21 hours, 56 minutes, and 48 seconds. So we're under 90 days, actually.
Yeah, it is coming up very, very quickly here. The dates, if you haven't gotten a chance to check it out, again, marqueeshow.com is the website. We're June 27th, 28th,
27th, 29th. You're going to want to arrive on the 26th, enjoy some of Chicago in the beautiful June weather. And then and then there's a couple of workshops. Bill Herman's doing a workshop. Alan Berg is doing a workshop. And then we do our kickoff party, which also happens to be our karaoke host, Chad Blackburn's. It's his actual birthday. So we're going to let him MC for part of it because he wants to. And then we're going to kick him off and we're going to celebrate his birthday. He's bringing his wife and kids as well. So super excited about having him once again. He's a terrific host.
He is a good guy.
Yeah, you're in for a treat. So he's a great guy and a great host. And if you've never seen karaoke done this way unless you've seen him do it before. I know that sounds crazy, but it really is true. Very, very true.
Nice.
So yes. So that's our Monday. So we've got workshops, arrival. The Cubs are in town also. June is a beautiful time of year to come to Chicago. So Monday it's in the bag. It's good. And we're right across the street from a beautiful mall, one of the 5 biggest malls in the country. So if you need to buy anything, if you want to buy anything, if you're just curious and you want to walk, there's that. There's tons of dining options, all within walking distance from all budgets, from a Lone Star Steakhouse and an Olive Garden across the street to 2 very fine dining steakhouses on each side of the hotel, as well as like a burger and beer place right there. So lots of options for everyone's budget. The hotel shuttle bus will even take you across the street to the mall, which has even more dining options should you want to do that as well. Because there's a Brazilian steakhouse. I know a bunch of guys went to that last year. So, DJs love their steak. No question about it.
Yes, because most of the DJs really watch what they eat when they get to these shows.
That's true. Absolutely. And then Tuesday morning, we kick it off in Marquee fashion again with our Marquee Show boot camp. For those of you that want to stay in shape, have some fun. One of my old MCs, Tavares, was a contestant on American Ninja Warrior. He's doing boot camp each morning at 7:00 in the morning. So if you want to get up, get moving, flip over some tires or curl some sandbags and do all of that fun kind of stuff, he's going to be out in the courtyard doing it. So it's a great way to kick things off. And then our good friend Scott Favor is going to be killing it from 8 to 9 with the mind of the game master, Scott Favor, talking about everything from games to marketing to networking ideas. And then Chad Blackburn's going to do kind of a quick welcome for everybody and talk about networking. And, because of my show and the people he met, he was able to land some jobs such as doing karaoke at Disneyland. I mean, not at Disneyland like in a random bar, but for Disney himself and that. And so, again, he's gotten connected with a bunch of other DJs and he's going to talk about the power of networking. And then I'm going to do a quick welcome. And then the show starts with a DJ favorite, in my opinion, Brian Dodge, who I love Brian. I know that you've seen him speak. It was quite a few years ago, maybe going on 6 years, maybe, since he's been at a DJ show.
Yeah, that would be all right. Yeah.
He's got gobs and gobs of energy. Each morning, we try to start things out with a motivational speaker to kind of kickstart the day, get things started. And last year we had Diamond Dallas Page, who I thought was amazing. I really loved having Dallas, and I've been fortunate enough to stay in contact with him, and he is a constant source of motivation for me. He was a great guy, and even the non-wrestling people all thought that he was fantastic.
Sure.
But Brian, I know, is going to fill those shoes really, really well. And then after that, we're kicking it off. I shouldn't say kicking it off, but we continue with Matt Radicelli of Cleveland, Ohio. He's doing a seminar called Working Smarter and Harder. Now, he started out, I don't know if you've ever had him on the show, but he started out as a bowling alley DJ in high school at his uncle's bowling alley.
Yeah.
He grew a multi-million-dollar business that he sold during the pandemic to employees, and now has a program called Mentor Pods, where he is offering mentorship coaching for DJ company owners of all different levels, and he'll help you get to the next level. But he's talking about working smarter and harder. And the other thing I'm going to tell you is none of my seminars are infomercials. Even though these people have coaching backgrounds or products for sale, I can tell you the one thing I heard over and over and over again at other shows was like, John Young, in name only, gave a good seminar, but he kept talking about subscribe to this, buy my this,
If you want the rest of it, you got to
right.
do this. Here's one. And yeah.
And he'll mention who he is at the end, that if you want to continue, that's fine. But again, it is what it is. Then we take a little bit of a break. And then one thing about us, for our full pass holders, we include lunch on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So you can continue the conversation with friends, with people you just met, sit with people that you don't know so that you can meet new people. And so we've got a nice hotel buffet right away for everybody. So we keep things going. That goes from 11 o'clock until 1 o'clock. And then we also have the show floor open until 2 o'clock. The show floor opens at noon. We don't do anything until 2 o'clock so that you get that exclusive first peek at the show. And then, and so you've got some, 2 or 3 solid hours with just the show floor. And then our next presenter is a woman by the name of Jade Beeson. Now, she's never spoken at a DJ show before. I met her at the Social Media Examiner Conference in front of like 5,000 people. She spoke on growing your Instagram, and I thought she was amazing. She is 30 years old. She's engaged to be married. So when I told her, you are our target demo for most of our attendees, whether they're DJs or they're photo booth company owners, they're looking to connect with wedding couples like you and your fiance. I am flying her all the way in from London, England to have her speak. So she's not a DJ. She's never been a DJ. She's not in the special event business. She is a social media influencer. That's all that she does. And the proof is in the pudding, and she's fantastic. Then throughout the course of the day, we also have a bunch of sponsored seminars from like Promo Only, Vibo, some of our other sponsors. Those are open to everybody, whether they have a full pass or just an exhibit only pass. And so it gives you some education. It is sponsored. That doesn't mean that they're going to talk about their product. It just means that they're going to talk about what they do. So if you're a CRM company like Relevantville's at our show, they'll talk about the power of a CRM. And of course, they'll use their CRM as demonstration.
Certainly.
But we've got that for everyone, and it's just a great thing. Then we have another person I saw present personally. Shannon Tarrant owns Venue Maps. And I saw her speak at Wedding NBA. She was awesome. She not only was totally on the money, she speaks quickly. She's tons of fun. She's a little bit naughty. As far as her speaking style, it was fun. She's doing a seminar. She's doing two. Her first one is called Under the Influence, Gain Customers, Referrals, and Passive Income. This is what I saw her speak, and she was in front of 1,000 people and killed it. Absolutely, positively killed it. Now, this year, we have a lot of education, and I don't mean a little, I mean a lot. So we have some times where we've got 2 different tracks of education happening at the same time. At the same time she's speaking, we also have In the Mix with David Osborne, who owns the DJ Blueprint. He's an amazing trainer, and he's a fantastic DJ. And he's going to be teaching people the nuances of DJing. So if you're an experienced DJ that you just, you may have just always learned how to do radio segues, smoothly, easily, programming wise, and you've always wanted to learn, or if you're a new DJ, he's going to walk you through the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s, but he does it in such a way that you don't feel like you're a goof. So even if you're an experienced DJ and you just want to go for a refresher, hear it from a different point of view, he's fantastic.
Sure.
Followed by him, we have Artem Lomaz, who's flying in, and Dave is from Atlanta. We have Shannon is flying in from Orlando, and then we have Artem Lomaz, who is flying in from the Miami area. He's doing a seminar on luxury level service. And it's all about, everyone says they're the best. Everyone says they care the most about their clients. He's going to break down, what the word luxury often means, how it's, it's not just a buzz term. And he's going to break it down. And friends of mine saw him present this at a chapter in Florida for the WIPA group and said he absolutely killed it. Nice. I've known Artem for quite some time. He's a DJ of the Year competition winner twice in Atlantic City at DJ Expo. And if you know him, he's well polished. He'll do a great job.
Yes. Certainly.
At the same point in time, in another track, we have former DMC world champion DJ Qbert giving scratching lessons, the art of the scratch. So I'm going to guess, John, we've talked, and I know you know how to program, and you probably know how to mix, but I don't know. Are you a scratcher?
Oh
Do you
heavens,
scratch
no,
at all?
no,
Okay.
that is outside of my repertoire for sure.
Well, this will at least you come and you see Qbert, he'll walk you through scratching, and one of two things will happen. You'll either go, "This is cool," and he broke it down, or you're going to go, "He broke it down. It's not my.
Yep.
I am just not going to be that guy." But here's the thing: it's the first time in DJ show history that we've ever had someone like this open to all the pass holders. We've had Qbert out 2 years in the last 2 years. He's been amazing, but it's always been private workshops. And so as a result of that, this is open to everybody. So we're super pumped about it this year.
Nice.
And then that wraps our day. Show floor ends at 5:00 that day. And then we have our We Love the 90s party, which is a full 90s based party. And if you saw any of the pictures from last year's 80s party, I'd say a solid 50% of the room did dress
yes.
in some kind of costuming.
Yeah.
Now, it could be, honestly, I'm not looking for people to go crazy, even though last year, oh my God, we had so many great over-the-top costumes. But you know what? Everybody can buy there's so many retro t-shirt companies out there that there's no question about it. So that's where we're at. If nothing else, find some of the bright colors, get yourself a Saved by the Bell t-shirt. The music will be incredible. We do Chicago style food that night, all included. So we do deep dish pizza, we do Italian beef sandwiches, we do Chicago style hot dogs. We're almost done getting all of our full sponsorships, so it should be that we'll have an open bar that night too.
Nice.
So again, really great. And what I haven't mentioned is throughout the course of this entire week, we've got Sean Big Daddy McKee as one of our hosts. The beautiful Rachel Lynch, DJ Rachel, who everybody loves, is our other host. And then we've got Lance George, DJ LG, as our show DJ for the week. So super pumped. I mean, that's right there is worth the price of admission, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was a really big day for your first day of the show. And yes, you have 2 more.
Yep. So there's that. And it looks like we got a couple of people saying hello, which is
we got
great.
a few folks bouncing around.
Awesome. Very good. Okay. So let's move on to day 2, unless you have questions, anything.
No,
you good so far?
Let's jump into day 2.
Day 2 starts again with Tavares in the morning. Then we got Scott Favor. And then we have a local Chicago, I want to say, legend. His name is Wayne Messmer. And he's a financial planner, but most importantly, he has been the voice of the Chicago Blackhawks, the Chicago Cubs. He is one of the owners of the Chicago Wolves. And he is the most amazing national anthem speaker you'll ever see. And he's our motivational speaker. And what really makes it interesting is in 1994, coming out of one of the sporting games, he was a victim of violence. I mean, he was shot in the throat, and they didn't know if he'd live. They didn't even know if he'd speak again. And not only has he done that, but he sang at the 2016 World Series for the Chicago Cubs, and still sings for the Wolves and for the Cubs on a regular basis. I mean, it's a total comeback story.
Wow.
And very, very motivational, super, super pumped, and we're excited to have him. We have world famous Alan Berg joining us for not 1 but 2 seminars.
You missed a couple of sponsors.
I'm sorry. We've got some sponsored seminars throughout the week, and I'll pop in. These will keep migrating into the website over and over again. But we've got everything from, the latest gear from Danny Max to softwares to, all kinds of stuff. Chavez doing some stuff, Spot My Photo. I'm going to focus less on the sponsored seminars because people, kind of question it, but I want to hit the meat and potatoes first, and then we'll come back to hit a couple other things. But yeah, Allenberg is back. He's been with me every single show, including our online show that you and I did when COVID hit in 2020. He is, you know, he is probably one of the biggest voices in education in the DJ world, even though he's never been a DJ, will never be a DJ. But he's just, if you haven't seen him speak, you're really missing out. And everyone's heard of him. And I'm telling you, again, he's worth the price of admission as well. Yep. I mean, he's just a really great guy.
Great presenter.
So, awesome. So he's doing a thing called obsessively pricing and for profits. And he's talking about, you know, how to justify your pricing and things along those lines. And then we have lunch as well. Then we have Anthony Salas Jr., who's not really well known, but I have to tell you, I met him about 7 years ago now.
Yeah.
He's got a really nice business. He's got multiple businesses. He's a really smart guy. And he's one of the few DJs that I've met that he focuses not only on being a great business owner, but, you know, or not a great DJ, but a great business owner. So, you know, he and I have always had private talks about profitability of our business, profit margins, and he and I talk money all the time, not about each other's money, but the concept of.
Sure.
So his seminars is, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So it is all about, you know, measuring your profitability, because it's not what you gross, it's what you net. And our industry loves to talk about what we charge, but at the end of the day, if you're not netting anything on it, what's the point? You know? So then we've got lunch, and then we open back up with games people play, which is going to be kind of like recess. You know, we're going to clear the chairs out. We're going to have a big open space, and Michael Alavris, I always screw up his last name, but Michael and Jerry are going to be essentially running through a whole series of different games and stuff that you can use and play at parties and corporate events and all kinds of stuff. And then we've got Grow Your Business with a Successful Marketing Plan and Team by Michael Salpaugh. Now, if you've been to DJ Collective, you know who he is. If you haven't, you have no idea who he is. But let me tell you, he's a live musician and DJ. And in 2018, he bought the company that he now owns, which did $250,000 a year in business. He heavily invested his marketing into Google AdWords and the meta universe, i.e. Facebook and Instagram. His company last year did just shy of $5 million, and that's growing through a pandemic. Yeah. So he's going to walk you through his successful marketing plan and his team and how they did it. And it's, I mean, think about it. Most people took a huge step back during COVID. He just kept pushing forward. And it's great. He was the bright and shining star for me at DJ Collective, that he was totally speaking my language, being a marketing nerd. Then we have David Osborne again, who owns, a lot of people don't know, but he owns a product called the Blueprint. And it is an online video tutorial where he has videos of everything. It's kind of like the thing Masterclass.
Okay, yeah.
Where he breaks down everything there is to know about DJing, from programming to mixing to DMXing to setting up. And it's a subscription-based service that even if you're a multi-app and you just don't have the time or the patience, or you feel you're too far removed from younger, you know, millennial or Gen Zs, his software that you can subscribe to does that. But he thrives on, just like Mike Walter, growing talent from, you know, internally from scratch, and teaching and training. I saw him speak at another conference. He was absolutely fantastic. Everything he said, I totally agreed with. And I'm super pumped that he agreed to speak with, or to present. So it was fantastic. And then we've got the world famous Bill Herman, who I know is a big fan of the show, and you're a big fan of Bill's, and you guys have even driven to Marquee together.
Yeah, so we did.
Yeah. So he's doing an MC seminar called MC Mythologies. And it's more about what he thinks are kind of the myths that we tell ourselves that you should do when you're an MC. And so he's going to be talking about, the misunderstandings we have, and really let's peel the onion back to what we want to actually get to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still kind of a work in progress, but I'm super excited. If you know Bill, he's got the entertainment experience workshops. He's passionate about it. He's an actor as well, and he's been doing this forever and is absolutely fantastic. So we're super pumped. So we've got mixing, we've got scratching, we've got lighting. I mean, we're covering every aspect of DJ.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday night, we're doing our first annual Marquee Mixmaster of the Year, DJ of the Year competition. This is our first time doing it. We're going to have 6 finalists, and you can go to the website and you can audition. If you go to marqueeshow.com and then click on the More button, there's the 2023 DJ of the Year, which has all of the rules and how you enter. We ask for about a 10-minute long demo video of raw footage that you post to YouTube with a YouTube link, so that we can review it. But we're looking for 6 finalists, and we've got a really great panel of judges that are going to be judging this, including DJ Qbert, who's obviously gone through the process, DJ Flipside, who's been in multiple competitions, Nick Hahn from Promo Only. So we've got a true panel of judges that really know what they're talking about.
Sure.
So we're pumped about that. And that's our Wednesday night party. And then again, Thursday morning, we start with boot camp and breakfast with the game master. And then we have Chris D'Amico. Have you ever had Chris on your show?
I've not. No,
You
Chris,
really need to.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. And his story about the tragedy that he faced with his son is so unbelievably compelling, that it's just great. And he has really dedicated a part of his life to mental health and just to like getting over the hurdles in life. And he's just a great presenter. He was absolutely breathtaking. There was not a dry eye in the house last year. And so we're pumped to have him coming back with a second continuation of his seminar.
Sure.
Nice. And then we have Shannon Tarrant again with her seminar, You Don't Suck, assuming you don't. 8 reasons, though, you're not getting referrals. And what I love is she was in catering. She was a catering sales director. She saw every idiot wedding vendor walk through the door, every smart wedding vendor walk through the door, and everything in between. And she's going to share with you from a professional perspective what she and others that she's had countless conversation about what they look for in wedding vendors. And so this is coming from a person who has referred people for years and years and years and years, and speaks all over the place. And again, I told you, I saw her at Wedding NBA. She was unbelievable. We have lunch. Then we have Troy Adams is back again with the blueprint to survive and thrive. Now, one thing I want to point out, because yes, we have a couple of presenters that have been here before and some faces that are here before, but I have to tell you, it's not the same old. Part of some of the conventions, let's face it, we looked forward. It's like Christmas. We look forward to putting the tree up. We look forward to the Christmas music and all of that. But at the same point in time, we also look for new. So while we do have certain presenters coming back, I can assure you, no one is talking about the same, like we're not doing a bar mitzvah seminar every year. We're not doing a school seminar. We're not going to do a how to get wedding seminar. To me, that redundancy is boring and it's been done to death. So we've got great presenters. Troy Adams, for example, is back again. He's a wedding pro presenter.
Yes.
Okay. Like he's as solid as it is. And, he's a terrific guy, and I took a chance on him last year, and he was fantastic. DJ Hoppa is joining us for the very first time, and it's going to be all about programming, so we're super pumped about him. Our first-time presenter for Hoppa, first-time presenter also for us is David Hanscom, who's doing a great seminar, turning your contacts into contracts. which is all about networking and everything else, and how to make the most of the people that are in your lives. And then we have Chris Washburn, who's become a very big DJ show favorite. And I got to say that I grabbed him early, and he's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good guy.
He reminds me of a young Asian Randy Bartlett. His PowerPoint is right on the money. He's got terrific video clips to support everything he's talking about, and he inserts humor in all of the right spots. So he's educational, he's entertaining, he's inspirational. And this year he's teaming up with his right-hand person, Tori V, and they're talking about people working together as assistants and working together as a team at events and stuff. So
Nice.
Super pumped about that. And then we have Alan Berg ending our show at Selling Weddings and Events is an Art. And it stands for Aspiration, Authenticity, Responsiveness and Reduced Friction, Transparency and Tenacity, how to use art to sell and profit more. And so here's what I believe. Okay. Our day 3 is better than a lot of DJ shows day 1. And I'm not putting down any DJ shows. I'm friends with all of them. We're exhibiting at Midwest DJs Live. We exhibit at MEX, PBX. I founded Think Tank. I've been to DJ Collective. I've been going to DJ Expo since 1992. I'm simply trying to set my own bar to cater to not only the newbies, the guys who've never been to a show before, but the guys like you and I who've been going to shows for 30 years. And if I can get someone like you to walk away with a notebook filled with notes, I've done my job. Because if you have notes, that newbie DJ that's drinking from the fire hose, he's drowning in it. He's just absolutely over his head. And so that's my goal. And this is what's weird. And it seems like shows, not just DJ shows, but conventions in general, they always have a really strong day. Right, for day 1 is really strong.
Yep.
Day 2 is a little bit, not quite the same, but a little bit tighter. And then day 3 is kind of like, okay, it's the Johnny Bravo. He fits the suit. We'll put him or her in there. And it's not quite the most popular speakers or the most popular topics. I've never understood that. If anything, I've thought day 3, you want to have it as strong as you can because you want your attendees to stay. You want them, if they have to leave, I want to give them FOMO. I want them to regret leaving early. Worst case scenario, Chicago is beautiful. The Cubs are in town that night. I want you to stay all the way through, have dinner with some more other DJs and photo booth people, spend the night in Chicago, enjoy. There'll be a ton of people staying at the hotel. Our room block is good through the end of the week. Don't rush home. The show floor is open until 5:00, which is another reason that I programmed the Wednesday just as strong as I did Monday, because I want people to be there. I want people to spend time on our show floor. I want them, to be there throughout the entire. So our experience is like camp from day 1 to the last day, packed with everything. There is it's not like a helium balloon that fizzles and fizzles and fizzles and fizzles out. So, like I said, I'm proud of everything we have all 3 days. And I feel like I've packed it with stuff all 3 days. So man, that's my show, brother.
Yeah, no, it sounds exciting.
And that's all the education. So not to mention our show floor keeps growing and growing and growing. And we have QSC with their brand new line array coming this year. Electro Voice is our presenting sponsor. Chauvet is back. I can go through them all, but I mean, we're going to have a huge show floor. And I'm flying out on Wednesday to the NAMM show to pretty much handcuff myself into the booth of anybody who has not agreed to exhibit yet, to figure out what I have to do to get them to join us at our show, because it's growing like crazy. We're I think over 100 attendees so far. And here's the other thing: if you're in the Midwest, if you're from Chicago, if you just want to come and hang out, our exhibit floor only passes are free. You want to, NAMM is next week, right? We're the first bigger DJ show in the Midwest, that's going to have a true exhibit floor. I love my guys at Midwest DJs Live, but we have a true exhibit floor that's like 10 or 15,000 square feet, or maybe more. I don't even know. But, you know, you'll be able to see, feel, and touch the new Pioneer stuff. You'll be able to hear the QSC stuff. You know, you'll be able to, you know, talk to the people from Electro Voice. And that's the big thing with our show. And it's free.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'd love it if you stayed in the hotel, but if you're on a super, super tight budget, drive in with some of your DJ friends, check out the show floor, crash at a Motel 6 if that's all your budget will allow. You know, walk the show floor, get some good deals, see some new gear, upgrade your gear, and that's that. You know, I mean, you can't beat complimentary, right, John? I mean,
there is that.
That's
And we put the links to check out the exhibitors that is in the chat, and also the link to register. So you can, if nothing else, sign up for the free exhibit pass and be able to come in and check things out.
And we still have, I think it's $50 off of our education pass and $150 off of our full pass, which gets you lunch each day. So we still have, in fact, I should look and see. I can look and see what it is. I'll send it to you and you can type it in. I forgot what our latest promo code is.
Okay.
Because it just started in April and I didn't want to spam everybody on Easter. So that was that. So I probably spammed them just before, but I don't want to misquote. So, but I mean, again, you know, I get along great with everybody. I've got nothing but love for everybody, but I have to tell you, like, I feel like I'm building the best DJ show that the country's ever seen. And there's a lot of really, really great people doing it. Mm-hmm. So that's where we're at. So questions you have, brother?
It looks like a full itinerary.
Yeah.
You've got quite a variety of educational content from a lot of great voices, a lot of good folks there. So
yeah,
my one question that jumped out at me is, you know, typically DJ events have been travel Sunday and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now you've made Monday your travel day. For some DJs, I think that makes a lot of sense. But what was your real reasoning behind having it start on Monday night?
Truthfully, when COVID hit and we came out of COVID, the hotel didn't have that floor plan available to us. So we had to start on Tuesday, and we did. And then I realized if you go back in the day, Mobile Beat used to do that too. Remember, you'd fly out on Vegas and you'd walk the strip on Vegas in February, and it was super cool and fun. And when I started Think Tank, we used to do a one-day Think Tank because everybody got there on Sunday night or whatever. There was nothing to do really on Monday, because all the vendors were setting up and everything else, and they were still getting the seminar rooms ready and everything. So when they had to do that, I'm like, oh, this floor plan's actually kind of familiar. Right. This makes sense. Yeah. And Social Media Examiner started on, like, I think it was at 1:00 on Monday. So it was like not too far out of the craziness. Nightclub and Bar this year started on, was it on Monday? I think it was on Monday. No, they started on Tuesday at like noon because I flew out Monday night. Yeah. And they didn't start until noon on Tuesday. And I don't know if there were seminars because that wasn't I don't own a bar and I don't want to, but I wanted to talk to possible vendors for our show. Sure. And so I went and chatted with, you know, Dave from DJ Trivia and Alfred from American DJ and Ram from Russia and a bunch of the people that were out there exhibiting and stuff, and met some new possible vendors as well, which was exciting. But yeah, so I mean, so that was kind of it. So it's not totally crazy. And every time we go to a show, it feels like we're running. Yep. You know, and so if you come in on Monday, especially if you get an early flight in, or if you want to make a day of it, come in on Sunday. And I know it's June, and it's like everybody and their brother says, oh, it's the worst month in the world. If you pre-plan, and if you're using a CRM that has online planning tools, it's not nearly as difficult as it used to be. I mean, we have technology now where it's not like you're going to Russia you're coming to Chicago. So you're a phone call, a text, an email away from solving whatever crisis you would have solved back in Chicago, back in your home, wherever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Flying in out of O'Hare is not expensive if you're in any type of relatively decent city. Flying in out of O'Hare, Spirit flies, Southwest now flies, United, American, everybody flies. So it's an international airport. We're 11 miles away from there. So it's maybe a $25, Uber. And after that, you really don't need a car for anything.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're driving in, the parking lot has complimentary parking.
Nice.
So you're not paying for parking. It's in a very safe neighborhood. You're not going to get shot in Chicago. We're not in Chicago. And even if you were to wander into Chicago, I promise you, wherever you're looking at touristy wise, you're not going to get shot. So everyone's like, Chicago is so dangerous. I had some people ask me, they were coming with their wives and their kids. And they said, if we send our kids to Chicago, are they going to get shot? And I'm like, no, you're not going into certain low income areas, and it's nowhere near the touristy areas that you and your kids will want to go to. So,
exactly.
So you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
So no, Chicago is a beautiful town. Is it Vegas? No, but I'll be honest with you. Again, I enjoy Vegas. I've been there twice this year. I'm going to be there 2 more times this year. It's not Vegas, but it's better for one reason, because people aren't going to 78 different restaurants. More likely, people are going to be hanging at the convention or at the conference hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have that constant conversation over breakfast, over drinks, over lunch. There's a huge open area in the lobby with sofa pits and tables where you can just continue to talk. Last year, there were people playing guitar and singing and having a good time till 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it just lends itself. And so it's a different vibe. If you want to go and party and go to crazy nightclubs, again, Vegas is your spot if you love to gamble, and not going to argue that. It would be crazy too. But if you're serious about wanting to make more money, check out a great show floor. Our show is the fastest growing show in the country. So you will not be disappointed at all. Not in the slightest.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So we've got people watching everywhere tonight, and I think we're going to do, because I can still see there's Facebook people out there. So if you're out there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link to my Facebook. This is my Facebook Messenger. You can click on that and it'll open it up. Send me a message, and then once we get off, we'll pick from one of the folks who sent me a message here in a few minutes, and we'll give that pass away, and then we'll put that in an email tomorrow and let everybody know who won.
And we can announce it. You can announce it. I've got a link to this also.
Yep.
Well, we're streaming in the Marquee Show group page.
Exactly.
Too.
We'll put it in the comment section down below of it, and it'll be out there. But this will give you a couple of minutes for those of you out on Facebook right now, because I still see people out there, and I've been trying to promote for them to jump over, but some are there, and I get that. So click on it. It's that http m.me/JohnYoungMN. That'll take you to message me. Just message me and say, hey, John, and then I will take all of your names, and we'll do a drawing and give away that educational pass for this year's Marquee Show, and we'll put that information in the chat and such below. The other. Excellent. Yeah, we've had some folks here that have been there and have really enjoyed the show. So.
Yeah, and if you're confused, John McKee is actually Sean Big Daddy McKee. I don't know. He's listed as John McKee
on one of them, yeah, and then he switched
on YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, he jumped over on Facebook. So, all right, I've got messages popping in, and I'll collect all those here because some people are watching it live and some people are 3 to 5 minutes behind. So that's why it's like, okay, this isn't going to work for us to try to do a drawing here. So we'll do the drawing closer to the top of the hour here tonight.
Does anybody have any questions?
I think everyone's just
take a few.
Yeah, I think folks are just kind of excited and that they're watching tonight and think it's all's been positive except the Sean McKee guy. He's kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
I don't know. We might.
He probably got one of those free passes.
He probably did. Yeah,
I can't stand those guys.
How
do I get a free pass? You don't.
You have to work for it. Go.
Yes,
So,
you don't.
Casey, we're going to wrap things up here, my friend. Any last words here that for those who are just like teeter-tottering? And yeah, Big Daddy, I saw that you swore that last one of those last shows. You're naughty.
Yeah. Here's my commitment to you guys. I promise to give you the absolute positive best show I believe is on the market. And I don't want this to be like, if you find a show I like better, I'll pay for it. It's not that. It is just, I've been doing this for 33 years now. I sound like the old guy, but it's totally true. I also realize we're not reinventing the wheel. Okay. But I also know this, there's more and more competition out there. There's a lot of really talented DJs out there that you're competing with on a regular basis. You need to get education, whether that's through constantly watching the Disc Jockey News Network, going to DJ Collective, being part of the DJ's Vault, whatever your choice of education is and how you choose to consume it is up to you. But I will tell you this, you won't regret coming to Marquee investing the money. Okay. You won't, because I'm going to say if a pass is normally $500, I think it's on sale for $350. That's cheaper than you could take a college course for. It's cheaper than driving school for you to put your 16-year-old through driving school in it. I mean, it's a really, really good. And again, no disrespect. I think Joe's at like $30 a month, so that's like $360 for the year. So what you learn with us is easily going to be what you'd probably consume from Joe or from a resource like Joe's. And I love Joe and I love the Vault and everybody else, but there's something about being in person. It's like going to a concert, submerging yourself in a movie as opposed to skimming through the book whenever you can. When you're physically there, you're in it to win it. And so I strongly recommend get to a conference. I hope that it'll be mine, but I believe the success that I've had is from attending conferences, getting new ideas, meeting new people, all kinds of stuff. So, I'm going to NAMM, which is my 4th conference this year. Even going to the social media conference, there's no shortage of videos on how to do this or how to make that, but physically being in social media for 3 solid days, my head was ready to explode. So that's where we're at. So get some education. All right. It's out there. There's great people doing it. Find out what fits for you and get to it. So that's it, guys.
MarqueeShow.com. I'm putting it back in the chat there one more time, so you guys can click there and go check it out. The agenda is out there, so you can find that, and you can find links to register for the full passes or exhibit passes, whatever you need to do. And coming up. And here
then whoever says you're the most handsome, pays you the most amount of compliments, wins the education pass.
That's what we're working on right now. Yes, I keep saying, they say, "Hey, John, I want to register," and it's like, look.
Right.
They're probably not working. No, they're they're probably like, you're not as ugly as you seem on TV. Wait, no, that's the only way they see me.
It's true. It's very true.
All right. So, thank you, Casey, for being on and sharing the progress. A lot of great stuff coming up here in June. Again, MarqueeShow.com.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for everybody who spent the last 45 minutes or so listening. I won't let you down.
Sounds great. Right. You guys go check things out there, and you can also join the Marquee Show. You go on Facebook, Marquee Show communities out there, and you can join that, so you can follow along with different things that are going on. And we also stream some of the shows out there, so you can catch the shows as they go. So we're gonna bounce because we'll be back in about 10 minutes with our second show tonight here on DJNTV. You can find that link if you go to my personal Facebook page. Otherwise, youtube.com/discjockeynews/live in 10 minutes. We'll catch you then. Bye.
Thanks.